Okay. You know, it's kind of wild. Kind of getting tired of this a little bit. I don't know. Is it weird that I'm kind of getting a bit, getting a bit, you know, weary of this? Streaming 2 times a day. It's strange. Oh no. You know what? Let's call it part two and, you know. Ugh. You know what? Let's not we'll focus on this. Let's focus on, like, I don't know, warm up or something. You know, I could finish this, but I have recently discovered an artist by the name of Hoya, and I like her stuff. Or his stuff. I don't know what this artist identify as, but you know what? Hold on. I'll put the link in the description. Not the description, in the chat. Oh, how's it going, Dan? How's it going? Dan, we're at 68 subscribers now. 2 more, and we'll reach 70. You know, if we keep going like this, we'll reach 100. And if we keep on going at the rate that we're going, past 100, we'll possibly make it to, like, 1,000 sooner than we'll think. Or maybe 500. I think. Yeah, it's doing good. It's doing good. That's awesome. Two more, and we'll be at 70. You know, when we reach. Thank you. Thank you. You know, normally energy's down. You hired a voice actor today? Well, damn. Didn't know you had that kind of cash. That kind of moolah. Danny Boy's rich. Alright. Minted. Our boy Danny is minted. Alright, alright. Seeing a lot of Hoya stuff. Trying to find something you know what? Let's just focus on Big Toe 68 subs. Dang. She asked for free. I don't have money. Okay, nice. If you did, you would have gotten yourself a PS5. True that. True that. My cousin has a PS5. I want to play Sun Wukong, because I played Sun Wukong on his PS5, and I have to say, real fun, really fun game, super fun. All right, we're just gonna start off with, well, I don't know. Let's start off with the sketch. once again procrastinating, well, join the club, man. Join the club. You go feel like something bad's gonna happen in a couple days? Well, let's hope that doesn't come to pass. Because if something bad happens, that's gonna be really sucky. For all of us. There's a girl I like, her name is Sabina. She's my biomed class. We had a view. But then I found out she has a boyfriend. She has not texted me in a couple days. Yeah, I've been through something like that. Yep. She's with her boyfriend at her house. Ooh, that's painful. I mean, I don't know. I feel like at this point, don't worry about her, man. It might not seem, the best advice to give, but it's at this point, if she has a boyfriend, odds are, you probably don't have a shot. And trust me, I know, because I've been through this before, And you could be in this mindset where essentially it's like, hey, I could just wait, and she'll dump her boyfriend, and I'll be next in line. But that's never gonna happen, because odds are she's probably going to date someone else a short while after she dumps her boyfriend. I mean, yeah, but if it doesn't exactly affect you, because it's this day and age, yeah, but it's high school and stuff, yes. But you're not in control of her actions. If she, if she messes around and gets pregnant younger than she should be, then that's something that's probably from a decision that she made on her own. You have no bearing over that. And to essentially kind of worry about that is a bit ridiculous, no? And quite frankly, I don't know, this girl probably, to worry about a person who probably isn't really thinking about you all that much. And I don't mean to be, I'm not doing this to be rude. I'm doing this because, it's like well, a lot of stuff that we prefer not to happen, happens. It's life, It's like you like this person, and you prefer them not to be with someone else that isn't you, but you can't control that, because you can't control that person. You're gonna have to let that go and kind of accept that what will happen is going to happen. And quite frankly, it's like you seem like a pretty decent person, you know, and I feel like if you're kind of like stuck on this one person mentally, then you're gonna miss out on the people that are truly important. Like, for example, the relationship you have with your mother, or the relationship you have with the friends that you already have. You know, trust me, I've been through this before. I know. I have had crush. I think you're like 14 to 15. So I'm just gonna go out and say it. I had when I was 14 to 15 in sophomore year, I had a ginormous crush on a girl who also had a boyfriend. You know, and part of me knew it was gonna happen. Like, I didn't know. Like, I immediately asked her out, and she said she had a boyfriend. But but part of, in hindsight, you know, I know that if I'm not saying look, I'm not saying that they can't be happy. That you don't want them to be happy. I'm just saying, you know, don't worry about her because she's a you know you can't control that. Granted, I know you care about this person, but that's small fry. I don't think that's small fry. I think that seems a bit mean. I'm saying it's like it shouldn't be what you should be worrying about right now. Yes, I am back. Guess who's back? Back again. Jakey's back. Tell your friends. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Hello, Davis. Hello, Chosen Davis. Chosen Davis. How's everyone today? I'm doing great. Uh, a bit full from like dinner today. You know, trying to. I'm doing a little sketch. Try to keep myself trying to keep myself loose here. I'm on a Venom kick recently. Recently, we were talking about, high school crushes and stuff. I was about to tell Dan about this girl that I had a crush on back in high school. Her name was Bree. Well, no, that's not her actual real name. That's her nickname. But she was essentially a friend that I had, and I wanted her to be more than my friend. But in the end, it never happened. And of course, we kind of, after graduation, we more or less kind of grew apart. And she went on her own path, and I went on mine. She took on many jobs, one of them being a stripper, and I think an OnlyFans model. And granted, I wasn't exactly happy about the OnlyFans model, but in the end, it's like, I knew that she was a person who was capable of making her own decisions. And, well, they didn't exactly affect my life. So, who was I to impose myself? Who was I to impose myself a worry? You know, we're talking about that stuff. But, you know, other than that, you know, nothing much. I hope she's doing great. You know, it's kind of weird, sad, because it's high school. But I don't know. I still kind of think about her. Then again, she does follow me on Instagram, and I do see some of her photos. And yeah, no, you know, maybe that's why I still think about her. But you know, she's the. Then again, you know, as an adult, it's kind of stupid to essentially spend your time thinking about a girl that you're never gonna really see again. So, you know, ball up top, as they say. But that's just me being a pathetic little virgin. It has gone immediately dead. Man, this isn't gonna help you reach 70. Oh well. Just some sketches before we get to this. I'm not pathetic. Thank you, Liz. Liz. I'm not Liz. Liz. Thank you. You know. Thank you. Trying not to obsess over what was never what could have never. It was never gonna happen. You know, it was like, what could have been? It's like, nah, bro. Bad chance, dude. You were her friend for a reason. She kept it there for a reason. It was never gonna happen. You know. But still makes you think. Yeah, no, I feel like Dan, you're a young guy, and these things are new to you, and it's understandable to have that reaction. But you know, I understand you care about this young lady, but whatever happens, happens. And you can't really change much, no matter how much you want to. You know? And the worst part about this is that, it's like I would put myself in like a zone where it's like, it's like if I stuck around and I was nice to her, and I listened and I read her scripts, which were, I mean, looking back, they were, they were, they're all right, you know. They were like, I think those like erotic thrillers that I think women would like. She would read a lot of those, and then she would like just write that or a lot of that. It, it was it was it was a manuscript, and if I gave her compliments all the time, that when she broke up with her boyfriend at the time, I'd be next in line. But I was never next in line. It was never gonna happen. You know, there's never going to be a future where where we're together and living in a small town, Colorado, in a nice house where where I'm an artist and she's an author, and when we're not doing our jobs, we're cuddling up on the couch, watching Evil Dead, or or with some hot cocoa and cuddling up, or like going at it like rabbits. It's never gonna happen. That dream was dead on arrival. You know? You gotta get rid of that. Kill it. Now, of course, still be a kind person. But, when it comes to like when it comes to how you feel about that person, it's like you can feel however way you want, but if it's not in God's plan, it's not in God's plan. And some of you may not believe in God, and that's okay. What's a more like neutral way of saying it? It's probably not in the cards. Like that. I'm not drawing Spider-Man. I'm drawing Venom. I'm a bit. Doing this has made me a bit weary. So I'm just trying to, try something new. I recently seen an artist by the name of Hoya, and his or her or their work is really cool, and I'm trying to emulate it in some way. I'm trying to study it because it's that cool. It's super awesome. I mean, I don't mean to, I'm not trying to be mean, because I don't know, I feel like at this point in life, you're very, nervous about yourself. You're not exactly kind of like thrilled about yourself. I know I wasn't, You keep comparing yourself to so many other people, and it's like you're so trapped in that, self-hating mindset, or you're so trapped in the sense you're kind of like, the people who you care about, that you kind of forget to, you kind of like forget about the people in your life, and you forget the blessings that you have. Or maybe like it's yeah. I hope I didn't come off as too mean or too misogynistic when I'm talking about women. I don't know. I just have like a. I feel like the unrequited love situation is my most like common like formative teen years love story where it's like where it's like you like this person, but you're too much of a coward or too dense to not notice that to find out that they either like you or don't, and then hijinks ensue. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, but are like are you a woman? Lease overcomplicates everything. I kind of need some. I need some confirmation. Because the last thing I need is to get canceled out in here in these internet streets. Because, bro, a lot of these, people who are like on the internet all the time, they get a bit paranoid about like how people, are in real life and how men are. And fair enough, there are a lot of bad people in the world, but, a lot of us are just flawed. Me included. Very much so, me included. I am stupidly flawed. It's so dumb. I'm so dumb. That's that. Yeah, and I was joking, Dead Set. Also, I was born a female and raised to be very aware of misogyny, other bias with pronouns or whatever, though. And you haven't really raised any red flags. Nice. I was joking. I was joking, Dead Set. Though I wasn't exactly joking about the flawed part. Okay, so your pronouns are they, them, I think. Just, by the way, Liz overcomplicates everything. Just so you know, I'm not exactly streets ahead on the LGBTQ thing. Hey, I have a. It's not that I'm not accepting. I have a best friend of 25 years that has a boyfriend and identifies as non-binary. But I'm trying. Quite frankly, it's. At first, I was like, "Oh, why is this? Why is that? It doesn't make any sense." But then over time, it's like I kind of like made friends. I kind of made friends in that camp, and then basically I kind of grew to like them, and I kind of liked having them around. And I thought, it's like, you know what? Let's not question this. Let's not question this. You ate some oatmeal? Nice. Danny boy, eating oatmeal. Delicious. Man. time, it's like I feel like, I think, I don't know. I don't really want to be misogynistic because, like, I have a sister, but I'm afraid that, it's like, I don't know, I still have, like, these negative thoughts because, like, it's like, I think the fact that I have lack of experience with women kind of, like, affect that, you know. There's still a part of me that's still kind of jaded that I never really had a girlfriend or any, like, real adult experience with a woman. And, I know it's not, like, I shouldn't put value on evaluate myself like that, but, hey, what's wrong if he, eats plain oatmeal? Plain oatmeal is food. It's food. You're gonna draw Spider-Man dead set? What do you mean? Matter of fact, nah, I'm gonna draw Spider-Man. Just a stunt. Put a stunt on you. Who needs ya? Quite frankly, just trying to, keep the negative thoughts at bay and try to be. It's gross. You're watching Jacopo on your TV. Does that mean I'm a TV star? Ah, move over, James Parson. I'm a TV star, baby. What's up? Time to spend my ill-gotten gains on cocaine and women of the night. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna stream anymore. I'm gonna blow all my money away. I'm gonna die of a cocaine and beer overdose. Whatever that, I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. I'm being stupid right now. Being insanely dumb. It's not monstrous enough. I don't like this. It's not cool enough. It's not monstrous enough. It's not spooky. It's not TV. It's 7:35 in the morning, which means you have to go to bed. Alright. Sweet dreams. Alright. I have a question. Who subscribed? Because right now I'm looking at my stream right now. I have 71 subscribers. This is growing fast. I'm getting suspicious. Am I being spammed here? It's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. I don't know about this. Am I being scammed here? I'm not that cool. Thank you. Wait, I think it's Star Tunes. Could you elaborate? Could you elaborate, Dan? Oh, Dead Set. Feliz, I'm cool enough for minimum 500 subs. I'm trying to get to 1,000, man. I'd like to crowdfund my stuff. I think he subscribed. I didn't subscribe on my ult. Though you have done that before. And I feel like you already subscribed? Okay. I don't trust this though. I'm growing a bit too fast. I thought, it'd be like, it's like I'm collecting Sonic rings. Just, it's just so unbelievably common. I feel like I'm getting a false sense of confidence here. I'm not that cool. Have a good night, Danny boy. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams. Yes, Spider-Man. It's called stunting. See where this gets me. We're very muted. I don't know why my am I doing a bad job on being your A1 supporter? I mean, You know, my goal is to not like create a goal of personality. I just wanted to make comic books. I mean, I don't know. The fact that you're like watching my stuff means you're being a pretty decent supporter right now. You know. I'm doing great, thank you. No, wait, Dan isn't okay. Dead Set's doing great. You're doing great. Matter of fact, you know, just if you want, you could always just like take out an iPad, keep studying. Hold on, but okay, never mind. Get Krita, start studying. You know, it's not enough. What do you mean it's not enough? It's enough, bro. You're doing great. Let's not make a whole deal out of this. Okay. You know what? I think I got that out of my system. I could finish this possibly another time. So this is going to be random garb. Perfect. Alright, we're back. We just stretch my legs first. Stretch the old legs. I'm 25. Apparently to this generation, that means I am old. I qualify for UNC status, which does not fail to get an offended response from me. UNC? I'm an UNC? I'm 25. I'm still young. Those were some nice pops. See that right there. That got me scared. My corpus, my body was making those sounds. Wasn't making those sounds before. You know. It's like God. It's like I'm just looking back. And I see the figure of the Reaper, just like, you know, with a watch. It's like, yeah, you thought you were safe, huh? I'll be seeing you in a couple decades. That ass is mine. It's like, I'm like, no. You know, but fear of death and the inability to face my own mortality aside. Let's paint this berserk piece. Okay, thank you. You've quelled my fear, Liz. I'm not gonna even. I keep on butchering your name. I'm gonna call you Liz. You're not old. My brother's 24. Thank you. I am still young. Still relevant. You hear that, Death? You hear that? Liz. Okay, so. Okay. Good. He says, nice stream, by the way. Your brother, you mean? Well, tell him thank you. Thank you so much. This stream was hard to maintain because I get tired very easily. And discipline is hard to maintain because you just want to do something else. Your body just tells you, it's like, you're trying to tell yourself, it's like, come on, let's go. Let's hone our craft. And your body's like, no. I wanna stay in bed and scroll on Instagram all day. No. I wanna eat junk food and masturbate. No. I want dopamine. And you have to force yourself to just, to just do it. While you're just elephant brain. Just, while your elephant brain just being a little bitch, that's so valid. But nonetheless, I'm happy you're streaming. Thank you. Man, I want to stay in bed. Man. It's like, no. Stop it. If only I could do the same for working out. That has more control. It's like, I wanna get in shape. It's like, no. You're gonna go over to in that corner store. You're gonna buy some donuts. And I'm like, yes, Daddy. I want donuts. Give me the junk food. Maybe I can get a home cooked meal. No, you're gonna go in that freezer there. You're gonna get yourself a chocolate almond ice cream bar. Do it. And I do it. And it's like, I'm just trying to, like, I do work out, but it's like not as much as I should. And I realize that I'm still 25 and my metabolism is still there. I'm kind of like, my metabolism still is kind of at the level of I can eat whatever crap I want and I don't gain a single ounce of weight. And it's like, at that point, my metabolism's gonna die out on me, and I can't, I don't think I can keep it up anymore. I'm gonna have to be consistent and work out before I end up looking like my father, who's not obese, but he has quite a gut. And I'd like to keep my abs. I mean, granted, he has abs too, but time and the many Coronas he's been drinking at our family gatherings has buried them. Okay, I'm being a bit too disrespectful to my father here. He is the reason why I'm here. He did give me a nice life in America. Your dad is a potbelly? Yeah. Trying to avoid that. I'd like to be, the dad that all the single moms talk about. I'd like to be the attractive dad. That'd be my dream. Just walk to the PTA meeting, have all the moms, they'll have all the moms immediately just crack their necks, just look at me. Yeah. The most popular guy at the PTA meeting. That's what I want to be. It's like, Benny's dad's here? Out of my word! It's a stupid dream, but it's a dream nonetheless. Yeah, Mom Magnet Jacob. Exactly. Matter of fact, that's kind of half the reason why I want to work out. I want to be able to kind of like achieve that without being a father. You know, but you know, Gooner talk aside, this is gonna be a problem. I don't know. I feel like I need to do more drawings and really work on the fundamentals of things. I can't just do this. I can't just render my way out of a hole. Hold on. Am I gonna change the thumbnail soon? Well, what's wrong with the depressed Bojack with the stylus? I like the thumbnail. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's also pretty funny. It's a very accurate visual representation of what I look like now. It's like just take the Wojak, but make him brown, and that's what he looks like. But if you want me to change the thumbnail, I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can put in more aspects of meme culture. Maybe like I'll put in Giga Chad or Ryan Gosling or something. I was asking, bro. Chill. Yeah, no hostility for me. Here, man. No hostility from me. You know, you brought up the question, man. I was just, you know, I was answering it. Didn't mean to come off as, you know, hostile or offended. Because I'm not. But now that now that you asked, I will search up some Ryan Gosling memes. See if I can, you know, add something. Nah, it's just... He is literally me. Ken. Okay, this is perfect. I know you're joking, I know you're joking, I know you're joking. But you made it real. You kicked off an event that you cannot undo. It's gonna be beautiful, man. It's gonna be beautiful. Alright, now I need to... okay, I gotta color the hilt of Guts' sword. It's bothering me that it's just staying there. After all of these streams, it's still incompleted. Guts' sword hilt. Perfect. It was a canon event. Yes, exactly. Tomorrow, you're going to see a new thumbnail. And it's going to be based. It's going to be so based, you can't even believe it. Like, oh my god, Jacob, this is too based. You gotta stop. And I'm like, no, we need to do more. so based. Somebody be put on a government watch list. Be right back. All right, take your time. Please stretch my legs for a minute. Locking in. The weekend is coming soon. I want to watch your live streams from start to finish. Can't wait. Maybe I can take more time on this. This will be finished faster. But I doubt it. take a little sippy break. Nope. Wrong layer. I always make the same mistake. I don't know why. I'm stupid. Done. How do I feel with negative comments when people see me draw? Don't worry about it. They're just, they're just being losers. You have enough courage to essentially put yourself out there. Meanwhile, all they can do is just, scroll and hate. You're trying to make something of yourself, they're just scrolling. Just, scrolling, trying to find the next dopamine rush. Meanwhile, you're trying to build something. They hate us because they ain't us. Hate us because they ain't us. You know what I'm saying? They hate us because they ain't us. Haters hate, ain'ters ain't. That's what they do. Don't worry about them. Just keep on pushing. Now, if you're worried about, like, say, criticism, then, join the Discord. There's probably a lot of professional artists on Discord. You can, you can most likely, like, contact professional artists and, like, ask for feedback. Or, spend a couple bucks on their Patreon and then have them do feedback. But still, don't worry about the negative comments when you draw. People see you draw. And quite frankly, as an artist, you just gotta take it. That's what builds mental fortitude. Don't worry about what people think. And don't be afraid to try something new. Should I do this? I don't really think black's a good color to paint with. Shit. Can you feel the energy? Can I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. Is it my destiny? I'm just Ken. I'm back. What if that's your parents? Huh. Well, I mean, I get it if your parents are concerned about the career path that you want. Because in the end, they're your parents. They want you to be okay. And that means you have to be okay financially. But in the end, know that dozens of artists, including today, manage to make a decent enough living out of their work. Granted, it's going to take a while, depending on the market that we're in, or social media and the absolute nightmare that it's being right now. But it's possible. Granted, you're going to have to take a day job until it works, but in the end, it's still doable. And honestly, if you want to make a career out of art, then that is your decision to make, not theirs. having caring about what your parents say is a thing that I kind of have, because in the end it's like they're your parents, and they took care of you and you care about them. But when it comes to some aspects of your life, they cannot have control over it. They just can't. Like how you spend your time as an adult, or who you met, who like some aspects, like say intimate aspects or career aspects. Now, granted, being an artist is a risk, and you're going to have to basically put a lot of time into it. And most times than not, you're going to have to fail. But, if you are okay with that, and if you can bounce back from failure and keep pushing and keep learning, because the thing about art is that Dave Raposa said this, it's something that you will never master. Even as an art director for a giant game company, or even as a amazing fine artist like say Miles, I forgot, he's a British guy named Miles Fine Art. As one of the greatest fine artists in the world, oil painters in the world, there's still going to be times where you're not so sure about a piece, or there's still be times where it's like I don't think I got the arm right here. Like, oh man, the proportions, they suck here. It's like, oh man, after all this time I still can't draw feet, which sucks, because I'm doing concept work for Quentin Tarantino, and you know how much that guy loves feet. You're still gonna deal with those, and if you're okay with that, that's something that you have to take a risk on. That's a decision that you're going to have to make on your own. And without support, it's going to be a rough road. Well, not a rough road. I mean, there are resources. There are online classes you can take. Underpaid Academy, Brainstorm. You're gonna have to basically cough up a couple $100 just for a class. But better than art college. You can either be hundreds of dollars in debt, or like $40 to $100,000 in debt. You're also gonna have to basically figure out what type of artist do you want to be. Do you want to be a comic book artist? Do you want to be a figure paint? Want to be a illustrator? Do you want to be a concept artist? All the above. It's a long journey. It's doable, but it's going to be it's going to be a while. You're also gonna have to study a lot, like I did this morning, which I should do much more of. And I might be the one giving out advice, but just so you know, I'm in the same boat as you are, dude. I am in the midst of this very hard journey of trying to prove to myself that I can make a living off of this. And I'm kind of in a position to risk everything because, well, I'm 25. I don't have a girlfriend, don't have a wife, don't have a son. Apart from groceries, phone bill, and my student loan debt, I don't really have any financial responsibilities, so I can make stupid decisions. And you're in that position too. So if this is something that you really want to do, then take advantage of that. Don't worry about what your parents say. Quite frankly, the thing I've been doing is I've been basically just
I've been going to work, saving up money, and I've been using some of that money for just online classes that I want to take. Quite frankly, like in October, I'm going to take some classes from, I think, an artist by the name of like Anthony Chong Jones, who's been in the industry for years. And I think after that, I'm probably going to take an underpaint academy, paint you know, painting lesson thing, or a mentorship, another mentorship, because I'm financially stupid, but it's for something that I wanted to do for the longest time. Hopefully this helps. It's like, don't worry about that. Just know what you're risking and go for it. If this is something that you actually want to do, if this is something that you're willing to put time into, go for it. Don't worry about what people say or what your parents say. Go for it. You're 19 years old. You're at an age where you can take risks and bounce back relatively fine. You know? There you are. You see my point? All right. Thanks, man. Yeah, of course. You know, but like I said, you know, day job, it's okay to have a day job. Part-time, full-time, as long as it's towards a stepping stone towards a personal goal of yours, you know. I mean, I hope I helped you. And quite frankly, there are a lot of people that are way more qualified to answer this than I am. But, you know. I hate this. Golly, what's wrong with me? Charlie, what does it mean? Charlie. World's fucked up, man. Charlie. Hopefully the pauldrons look good. Charlie, what does it mean? Sorry, I keep on saying that. Happy Friends is no, Smiling Friends is hilarious, dude. I can't help it. I like when they have like awkward conversations that mimic real life. That's like really good. That's always funny to me. I feel like more media should have that, just awkward conversations. I just imagine Doctor Doom in the midst of like a grand rousing speech, and the next thing you know, like a servant or an intern's like, yeah, Doctor Doom, I have the quarterly report. It's like, yeah, just sit at that table right there. There. Where's the table? Right there, behind me. No, right there, by the printer. Oh, God, it's so hard to get. I'm new here. It's just, it's like, it's right there, right behind you. It's like, oh, right there. By the way, before you kill Mr. Fantastic, would you like some coffee? Coffee? It's like, I'm in the middle of something here. It's like, yeah, but I'm in charge of the coffee run. It's my job. Do you want something? It's like, Doom would like a soy mocha latte with cream. Don't forget the cream. It's imperative. It's like, okay, soy mocha latte with cream. Like, would you like something to read, Dr. Richards? Like, no, I'm good. I'm pretty good. Okay. Then just walks out. It's like, and then Doom's like, yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. It's just it's a whole thing, Latvian internship program. It's hard to find good help. And then Reed's like, yeah, no, it's okay, it's good. It's like you were gonna make me rue the day that I was ever born. Oh right, yes, yeah, no, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be amazing. I would love to hear that. I would love to see that. And the fact that isn't in the, that isn't in media more often is just a travesty to me. See, great minds think alike, Liz. Great minds think alike. Just like, like in the event. Why I have to stream at 3 a.m.? Hey, bro. In New York, it's like 11:30. I don't have control over the time zones, my guy. I'm sorry. Like in Captain America, like in an Avengers movie, I'd love for Captain America to basically call a team meeting. It's like, team meeting. Okay, so first things in order. Hulk, you need some anger management classes, because it's like there's that time where you smash the Quinjet, and we had to go to we needed to help out Reed at Latveria, and that was a huge huge problem. Also, it's 9:30 p.m. where I am. Nice. Also, I don't know whoever it is who keeps doing this, but you gotta stop taking lunches from the office fridge, okay? The fettuccine alfredo with shrimps inside, that was mine. So whoever it is, not naming any names, Tony, You gotta stop. You know, something like that. Never. It's like, and then Antonio's like, wait, well, why do you assume it's me? You know, I'm not the one stealing. I'm a bill. I own a Fortune 500 company. I don't need your lunch. It's like, I don't know. It's, you know, it's like whenever it's like whenever lunches get stolen, you know. It's just, you know, it's like it's just like, you know, it's like you, when I found it, like you were the first to go, oh no, that's just really weird to me. It's like it just becomes this whole awkward thing. I don't know. That's I'm being insanely stupid, but you know, I love it. Okay, so I think Guts looks devious. Yes, that's how I want him to look. Because Guts is that guy. You know, he will F you up. Now, I'm kind of debating what to add. I want to make this like a bigger poster, and I want to add more characters. Like, for example, I want to add Griffith here and Zod. And then, like, Zod on one side, and then Griffith on one side, and then, like, you know, the supporting characters on the other side. But at this time, I don't know, I feel like I'm spending way too much time on this. And this is taking away from, like, the portfolio piece that I'm already making. And you know what? Speaking of peace, I have to use the little artist's room. So, I'll be back. BRB. Matter of fact, hold up. gotta go to school. Alright, get your learn on, man. Get your learn on. Get your learn on, my guy. You know what? Speaking of which, I think. Hold on, I think maybe I can go for 2 hours. Possibly. Maybe. You know what? I'll go for another 10 minutes. See how I feel. not too first in video game lore. What happened to his arm? Okay. First off, this is a. I don't want to sound like all mansplaining or like all nerdy. Like this wasn't a video game, though this has been a video game a couple times. This was from a original manga by the auteur, Japanese auteur, the mangaka, Kentaro Miura. It centers around Guts, the guy that you see before you. And basically what happened to his arm, well, basically his best friend betrayed him. And basically his best friend betrayed him, and he sacrificed him and the entire mercenary band that was loyal to his best friend to essentially a cabal of godlike demons called the God Hand. It's a moment called the Eclipse. It's very traumatizing. Basically, he lost his eye, a demon chomped off his arm, and all this was happening when his best friend turned into a giant hawk demon man, this guy, and essayed his girlfriend right in front of him. It was very brutal, and it is very, sad, and it took him a long time to basically rescue her and, get her back to a sane state. But even then, he came back and took her and kidnapped her, so, hopefully that explains it. It's very graphic, it's very brutal, it's very traumatizing, it's very tragic. Which, then again, sums up the entire book. Hopefully I'm making any semblance of sense. Yeah, he needs therapy. He needs revenge, but also therapy. And I want to see how Berserk ends, but Studio Gaga is taking so much time. And it's like, granted, this is Kentaro Miura's magnum opus, but at the same time, it's like, at the time this will be finished, I'll so much time will pass. I'll get married. I'll have 2 kids. I'll be able to see the end of this manga when I'm 50. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. Probably go through my first divorce before I read the end of this manga. Get a therapist that holds his weapons. I don't think you can hold the dragon slayer. That sword is way too big. And you know what? I don't know. This might be terrible thing to say, but he's got a therapist right here. It's called the Skull Knight. He's been through something similar to our boy here. They're very much similar. Except, his girlfriend was violated before him. This thing right here. His died in his arms. So, not exactly the same, but he's more traumatized. This is more traumatizing. By the way, he used to be an emperor. Emperor Geyserik. What a badass. It's probably never going to happen because it takes so dang long for them to just come out with a chapter. But I hope that they come out with a prequel that surrounds that's like centered around this guy, King Geyserich. It's so cool. King Geyserich. Even the name sounds cool. When I reach 500 subs, I'm going to make a art book or a comic, whichever comes first. Probably the art book. He sounds super interesting, high key. Yup. He really does. Honestly, I don't know, if you have the stomach for violence and, quite frankly, like lots of SA, you know, then you should read Berserk. Because like in between the gore and the traumatizing, you know, violence that happens to innocent people, there's like really good character moments that really have you fall in love with the book. It's really good. It's very good. It's influenced a lot in media. You know, Berserk very much influenced the Dark Souls games. Okay, you're into gore. Alright. You're a sociopath. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I kid. Yeah, no, but if you're like into, you know, violence and just so you know, before you start, a lot of RAPE in that book. And if that traumatizes you, or if you have like a sore spot for that, which you know, I don't blame you. It's pretty bad, really bad actually. Then you know, I have nothing against you if you choose not to read the book. Because let me tell you, it's a wild ride. I think my favorite arc, besides the Golden Age, has to be essentially the huh. It could be the Tower of Conviction arc. Tower of Conviction arc has like the best art in my opinion, and the villain, of course, like it kind of like the villain is like a was kind of like Kentaro Miura's like critique on like religion. Kentaro Miura was like a very big like a Nietzsche fan and a Carl Jung guy, so that's where like his Nietzsche came out. But really, the villains were really good, you know. The setting was really good. The build up was really like masterfully done. And when Guts arrives to save Katsuka, what's that one about? The Tower of Conviction? Oh, it's an arc in Berserk. Like really, just if you're interested, read the comic book, read the manga, because I'm telling you, it's you will not be disappointed if that's what you're into. Okay. Now, before I continue, something has appeared to come over me, so I must make a swift, shameful return to the little boy's room. I'll be right back. What's that one about? Which one? Is anyone still here? Because if not, it has been 2 hours, and I would like to get some well-needed rest. So I'm more than happy to carry this on tomorrow. Then we're here. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't have added highlights to Skull Knight. I wanted to have this feeling. Or it's like he's more darkened. You know what? Maybe we can add that. I have been blessed. I am the storm that is approaching. Da, da, da. Black cloud in isolation. Ooh, that's not good. Burping. It's gross. So. Disgusting, John. Oh, disgusting shit. Could this be good? Can essentially just you know what? We'll worry about this later. Okay, right now I need some sleep. Okay, so to those who've been watching, Liz, Dan, Dead Set, whoever else subscribed, I have one thing to say. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching my stream. You could have been anywhere else, but you came here. Thank you for supporting me, and thank you for getting me past 70 subscribers. Okay, now the big fish, 80. You gotta get past 80 subscribers now. That's a challenge that we must overcome, or that I must overcome. I don't know. I feel weird, like making this a we thing, because in the end, it's my channel. You know what? I'm overthinking this. Let's just thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support, and thank you for lending me your time, because time is valuable, and you could have been anywhere else. And now let's face it, I don't exactly deserve anything. It doesn't really matter how nice my drawings are. Okay. Now, good night. You're beautiful. I blow you a kiss. And I love you platonically.